Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of RV Business Capital Talk. I'm Rick Kessler, and with us is Sherman Goldenberg of RV Business and Craig Kirby, President of the RV Industry Association. Craig, thanks again for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Sherman, you had a question I think you wanted to start with.
Well, thank you, Rick. I read through a bunch of things, trying to prepare for a nice 10-minute conversation with Craig. And I come away, and I said something to Rick about it, with the impression that despite the fact that the world has not been relieved of the pressure of the pandemic, and there's still plenty of scurrilous news out there if we want to find it, the fact of the matter is that the stream of news coming out of the industry and RVIA in particular recently is unbelievably positive, is it not?
Without a doubt. With our latest ITR forecast came out with the midpoint being around 533,000 units. And that's part of the trend we saw the prior 4 years. We're continuing to trend upward. And I often get asked, is this because of the pandemic that we're seeing this? Is this a blip on the radar? And I think that's an important issue to address, that I emphatically know that we are not a blip. I think this is a beginning of a long-term boom. One of the things recently, I read a Wall Street Journal article, and it said that is 2 hours in a park now the equivalent to 10,000 steps. So 10,000 steps meaning, bringing good health to the individuals. And what the study showed is that after 2 hours in a park, people's blood pressure was reduced, their heart rate was reduced, their anxiety was reduced, their depression was reduced. They even found that anti-cancer proteins were increased. So people spend so much time trying to find the right supplement, and really the answer to good health is being outdoors recreating. And how does that really impact the RV industry? Well, obviously, RVs are the perfect complement to an outdoor active lifestyle. And I think that's what you were seeing during the pandemic. There are a lot of people who were active outdoors prior to the pandemic, but I think a lot of people during the pandemic had that inner desire to get out, get back to nature. And now that's a priority in their life. So I think you're going to continue to see this growth that's been highlighted here during the pandemic, way beyond the pandemic time period.
It's not a blip, you're saying, on the radar.
No, it's not a blip by any means, because I think it's a lifestyle change that people have taken. They want to get outdoors, and that's not even taking into account the fact that with telework, so many people now can work from anywhere, and our manufacturers are producing vehicles that meet consumers' needs in that area. So the growth prospects look long-term to me.
Rick?
Well, the growth, I think that growth has been reflected in the Go RVing consumer demographic study that just came out. The two things that jumped out, of course, the 11.2 million households now own an RV, up, I think, 26% or so from just 5 years ago. But more importantly, to me anyway, is 51% of those households or those RVs are owned by people 55 and younger. Is that not flipping the switch then?
Well, you're right on. Even take it a step further. I've been with RVIA for a while, and for many, many years, the Go RVing and RVIA's PR focus has been on baby boomers. We need to capture that baby boomer market, and we were very successful at it. And baby boomers continue to be an important segment of the market. But a few years back, we switched to focus on the millennials and Gen Zers, and what the survey showed is that 22%, almost a quarter of RV owning households are in the 18 to 34-year-old category. So clearly, we've been very successful. And what really stands out to me about that age group is that I think it's 85% intend to buy another RV. So we're not losing them. They want to stay. They want to stay in, stay in the industry, stay enjoying the great outdoors with their families, and so that's positive. And I'll even take it one more because this is what really stood out to me: both the youth and then the number of non-RV owning households who intend to purchase an RV. So when as part of this consumer demographic, they interviewed a number of individuals that do not own an RV, and by doing their statistical analysis, we're able to determine that 9.6 million households intend to buy an RV in the next 5 years. Now let's think about that for a minute, okay? In 2011, the whole industry was 8.9 million. Today, we're 11.2 million, good growth. And they're saying that there are now 9.6 million additional households that are interested in buying an RV. If that doesn't say the future of the industry is very bright, I don't know what does.
Well, related to this, we see that a task force that had emerged during the early pandemic has been reignited, if that's the verb, to help bolster the industry's ability to retain these new buyers.
Without a doubt. I mean, I think our industry unity sets us apart and gives us a competitive advantage against all the competing industries. I say all the time that here's an industry that had completely stopped production for 6 weeks or so. And within a month, they were back up to full production and providing quality product out to dealers. And one of the things reasons we were able to be so successful is how our members came together and didn't make safety a competitive issue. They worked together. They found the CDC guidelines for production, going back to production work, and made sure that they shared the best ideas that we had together so that our workers were in a safe environment. And that was extremely successful. Then in working with our dealer and our campground partners, get an idea of what businesses are open, what were closed, what can we do as an industry to address those situations, constant communication. We were very successful in keeping the industry, for the most part, an essential business. So all that effort of working together really laid the groundwork for us to take off. And obviously, looking back, we definitely took off.
Also on the news front at RVIA, was an announcement this morning regarding what we all continue to call Committee Week, and what some people call RVs
Move America Week.
Yeah, that's it. Canceled for the year. That's what we read.
That's correct. That it's an unfortunate circumstance, but right now, DC right now doesn't even allow gatherings of 10 or more people. Advocacy Day is a critical component of RVs Move America Week, and the Capitol is surrounded in fencing still, and it's not anticipated that that's going to disappear anytime soon.
So you were in the first week of June, right?
First week of June, right? Well, June 6th to 10.
Okay.
So I think in wanting to, play it safe for our members and for the staff, and considering everything else, that we really were left with no choice. But it's unfortunate because obviously we want to interact with the members in person, and hopefully we'll get to do that before too long. I can say that we are going to look for opportunities to have a mini advocacy day if possible in the fall, so we can address those issues with the administration and with the legislators. And we decided, since the members couldn't come to Washington for Advocacy Day and RVs Move America Week, we're going to see if we could have some meetings in Elkhart around the time of the Power Breakfast that first week of December. And we'll probably like to hold some of those meetings at RVTI.
I know that. Go ahead.
at RVTI, and we're still going to hold some virtual committee meetings during that same scheduled time period of RV's Move America Week. The board meeting is scheduled that week virtually, so we're still moving forward, but we're looking forward to the day when we can meet in person.
In a Capital Talk interview here just the other day, Phil and Grasha also says that they plan some meetings during that same time frame. If we look at the anything else on your agenda, Craig, that you want to emphasize, that you want to project to the industry, what would it be?
Well, I think that I've put this in a number of notes to the members, and that we've been handed a great opportunity. And I think it's more critical than ever to take care of all these newbies and customers coming into the RV lifestyle. The issues that I keep talking about are quality. We need to make sure we maintain our quality, and we're providing educational webinars that can impact quality, but of course, quality is a competitive issue. The repair event cycle time, the ability to repair consumers' products on a timely basis, that's real important. And Gary Enyart is leading a task force with our dealer partners to really make a lot more progress than this year on it. We've been working on it for a while now. And then the campgrounds, the modernization and availability of campgrounds. We've got all these new people coming into the industry, into the RVing, and they need to have a place to go. So the Great American Outdoors Act is a key step in that direction. There's still a lot of work to do there, and we'll be working with our campground partners to make sure we're stay focused on that. And then finally, one last thing I'd say on that is that Go RVing has also done a phenomenal job in that what we've heard with so many people coming into the industry and just not knowing much about it, that they've worked with their influencers and developed a lot of how-to videos. So there are a number that are already on the Go RVing website, and I know they're producing a lot more as we speak to have available for first timers, to just make it a little easier and better experience for them.
We'd be remiss, maybe this is our exit question, to ask about the Biden administration initiatives, such as they are at this early point. RVIA, your outlook with the new administration, et cetera?
Well, our government affairs team has been meeting with the Biden administration, with officials even before they came into office. So those relationships have been established. We're working well with ORR also on that front, and the RV caucus. So as issues arise, we'll be letting them know where we stand on some of those positions.
Well, Rick?
Well, I do have I want this to be the last question. So if you have something, Sherm, go ahead.
No, go.
I'm assuming, Craig, the vacation photo that you have behind you must be from Reston, Virginia, because I don't recognize that in Elkhart anywhere.
That's right. This is a positive effect of climate change in Reston, that now we've become a lot of sun and beautiful mountains have risen. But I wish that was Reston. Reston has a lot of positive attributes, but this doesn't quite look like Reston.
So yeah, let's get that advocacy day coming back, because if that's what Washington looks like now.
Yeah, need some fast food restaurants in there too. So
there you go.
All right. Craig, can't thank you enough.
Thanks for having me. I really enjoyed it. Good to see you guys. Next time we'll have a drink somewhere.
Sounds good to me.